Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another thing I've done wrong, which is buy another Polaris. I said in the past I'd probably never buy one again, but here we go. Here we are. I actually picked it up from a good friend of mine, and he said it was running. Some of the first things we see are no CV axles in it for the four-wheel drive, and I have them right here. But we do have an issue where, let me get a flashlight here, where the splines are stripped out in the front diff. I guess this is a common problem. You can see it right there. There are no splines. Good things and bad things about it. Well, actually there is no good things about it. But that inner spline piece is from factory. I think it's like $400 or $500. A differential 700 used, and I found one of these for $250, I think. But I'm gonna have to pull it apart and see what's going on. But we could keep it as a two-wheel drive, but I'd rather fix it. So got a good deal on this. What I'm going to do is just try to get it running first off before we stick any money into it. I did buy a battery because the battery was at 7 volts. So differential. I think it might need wheel bearings. It kind of feels like it. Wheel bearings. Key. Choke. What else did I think of on this thing? I don't know. Might not be too bad, but we'll have to see. I have all the parts and pieces at least. But at least I bought it from someone I know. So it's not too bad. Looks like that rubber, what's that for? The belt cool piece. That rubber is kind of shoddy. But we'll get it figured out here and see if I can get it running today. This thing, put a battery in it, put some fuel in it, try to get fuel up to the carb. This has one of those vacuum fuel pumps. And there's actually a cutoff here too, which I didn't know they had. But we'll see if we can get her running. All right, so we have an update. Battery's in. And I said, let me pull this carb just to see what's going on. And a good friend of mine said his son was messing with it a little bit. But anyways, the pickup plastic tube is messed up. So I guess you'd call that the main jet is loose in there. So I'm going to order a carb, but I want to see if this thing runs. So I'm going to try to put a tube over it. Like so. I'm going to cut it right here, and I'm going to put one on the inside just to hold it and try to seal it down, just so I can try to run it before I start ordering a whole bunch of parts. So that's what I'm doing here. Just going to do a quick patch on it to make it run. Okay, fellows and fellettes. You know, sometimes a man just has to do what he's got to do. Right? We don't have Amazon next day delivery out here. You know, I just can't. I don't have spare carbs laying around, okay? So I got a double fuel line, inner and outer, to hold that plastic piece in place. And then our pickup tube is pulled all the way down where it needs to be. And then I just have a washer in the main jet here that I'm going to slide into here. And that's gonna hopefully kind of hold it all in place. This is just a test. This is not a permanent cell, guys. This is just my test, you know? And if it works, it works, you know? If it doesn't, it doesn't. But 10-15 minutes could get us started and at least riding this old rig around to see how much more money we really want to put into this thing. It just, you know, you guys know. I know you know. You know? None of all of us are made of money, or we wouldn't be working on this stuff. So we'll get this back together, get some fuel, and see if I can start and run this thing. All right, we moved outside just in case things get hairy. I've been known to catch a few things on fire before. Plus the wife's work, and her work's more important than my work out here for sure. So we'll give her some privacy and quietness and we're gonna see if this thing fires over. I got fuel to the fuel filter, so we got the battery. I guess we could choke it. Why not? Let's see, engine run. What am I missing here? Guess we'll try it again. See if we're getting carb, we'll keep doing that. Well, it runs. That's a good thing. I'll check and see if I'm getting fuel to it. See if I can get it to idle. Sounds like a Polaris clutch as always. Those things. Why do I buy Polarises? I don't get it. But I'll check for fuel here. See if it pumped any. Oh, yep, it pumped it up to the carb. There's some right there. So, getting closer. I'll try it. See if I can get this thing to idle. Universal key. I mean, I feel like Vice Grip Garage today, even though we're Crescent Ranch Garage here. I mean, we are just doing great things. Closer, getting closer. That's not closer. That's not good. It's a brand new battery. What are we doing here? You know how I said we were going to be quiet? That wasn't being quiet. We might scrap this till the wife's done with work. Yeah, let's do that. Runs, needs a carb though. All right, here we go. Neutral. Key. We're riding around at least. Definitely needs a carb, but that's a plus. Got like an electronic cutout in the throttle. I don't want to sit down too much in a backfire, but at least we know it's usable. Let's see if everything else works on it. Lights, all that fun stuff. Guess we could have checked reverse too. But yeah. Let's see, do we have lights? Well, I'll be dipped. Love it. Awesome. No rear bulb. Smoking out the carb because it's probably too rich, even though my little hack worked. No brake light bulb, but that's okay. We're getting there, people. So I think it's definitely savable. It's just how much money do we dump into it? I'm thinking if we put $400 in it, you know, it'll be a good quad and reliable and a good one to sell and flip. It's just that diff. Got to figure that out. But we'll get there. That and see if this needs bearings or not. But so far, real good buy. Love it. If I haven't mentioned, I paid $300 for it. So, shoot, the motor could probably go for $1,200 easy. I don't like doing that. I'm not a part out person, so we'll get it running and get it a second life. Have I mentioned Polaris sucks? Help me understand. To get the gearbox out, you have to knock a roll pin out. And you have to move the shaft, which is seized, because this thing gets run in water and mud, because it's an off-road vehicle. Then the steering shaft, your steering stem, bolts to your differential. To get it up high enough to get it out, you then have to remove the front bumper, the front plastics, get the gas tank slid back to get the 2 bolts. After you pull that apart, just to lift it up enough to squeeze this out. 2-3 hours later to get a diff out. Come on, Polaris. You can do better than that. But anyways, you can see they're stripped, the splines. So I'm going to let this thing soak. I think this bearing's bad. Possibly. Don't know. But these are all Torx. And if you all know how Torx are, especially when it looks like this. But we're going to get there. I think I'm going to take a break from it. I really wanted to see inside that collar on both sides to see if it was the $80 ones or the $300 ones. I'd be curious to see what the bearing looks like. So let me soak this stuff. But all in all, you know, today's a good day. It runs. We know it needs a carb. We know it needs wheel bearings. I have the axles. Let's see here. I think it needs wheel bearings. It's hard to tell because the axles aren't bolted in, but probably wheel bearings. Diff, wheel bearings. Oh, U-joints, carburetor. And a key. Which isn't still too bad. So once I get this diff apart, we'll I think there's plenty online how to see it. We'll see what that part is and if it's a $300 or $400 one or not. Alright, some of the parts are coming in for the Polaris, so good news. They look like exactly the same Chinese carburetors here. So we got they actually stamped KH. I don't know if they're trying to say it's Kian, like factory or not, but I don't know. We'll see. Might be running the same dang issue I've always had. But hopefully it idles. Let's see. Let's see. This is Niche, right? Or Nichi. So maybe it's good enough. Alright, we're back at it. I forgot to film, but the got a differential from PSN. He hooked me up. Part owners, they gave me a little discount on it, but still that's a $550 front differential in a $300 four-wheeler. I know, hurts, but it's going to be 100%, and I put new bearings in the front. Got those in, got the CV axles, did the U-joints on the shaft, got that all back in. So it's put the, let's see here, we'll put the brake rotors and hubs on, get those torqued down, and we're getting closer, very close. Oh, I hope this is going to go. Hopefully those are the right ones. Ah, there we go. Okay. Also, these boots are torn on the air intakes. And I really forgot to look to get them, but I went to the hardware store and got a 2-inch rubber grommet, or in the plumbing section. Fits right over. We'll cut that in half, do both of them, and we'll get that put in. And then it's hopefully start and run. The Chinese carb did idle, so Nishi, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully it runs. We'll see what happens here. But let me slap this back together, and we'll go from there. Well, here we have it. Carb back on, front all done, everything hooked up. I checked the all-wheel drive does work, or four-wheel drive. She fires right up. Runs like a top. Put it in drive. All that time and money, well worth it, I think. We'll get her wrapped up, cleaned up, and up for sale. All right, I know I haven't showed a lot of the mechanical parts of it, but try to make them quick videos. No one wants to watch an hour of me babbling on, changing stuff out, you know, but she's all done, back together. Had a little issue with the seat cover. It's just like one flat piece, and it all went on fine stapling wise except for that back. But anyways, looks good enough. So let's see, we got a $300 quad. We have a $550 front differential used. Then I put wheel bearings, U-joints, ignition switch. What else did I do? The CV axles came with it. But yeah, did the whole front end, and she's tight and nice. Everything works, and she fires right over. I mean, and I drove it all around, and that Nishi carb was perfect, and I think it was like 36 bucks. So finally, I think it's been about 6 bad ones I've gotten, but that one was actually good. So if you guys need parts, I've had really good luck. Starter solenoids, everything else. But Nishi, I don't know how you pronounce that. But really good. They got a website. You can put in your parts and what they have for your quad or anything else they have. So this one will be going up for sale. I'm asking like 2,500 bucks for it. So there's some profit there. Probably have, you know, let's say 15, 16 hours in it max. But she's a good one. And then the lawnmower's done. So, except I screwed up the belt because I didn't see it by the pulley, but I'll yank that off and it'll still be good once I pull that off. But she mows, and that one was a $29 ignition switch, $150 on the other thing. But so hopefully we can get these out the doors. I might keep that mower, don't know. But then I got the KE over there. That'll be the next project. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Comment. I don't care. I'm just giving back to the community. You know, I always look up stuff. So might as well do some free stuff for other people to watch. But yeah, enjoy.